The title of this week's YouTube is Calm and Communicating. Basically describes what's going on here with the exhibit pack. Things are calm, although you're going to see a little bit of Denali testing Maya, and Maya's calmed down significantly. Again, probably the stress of Shadow's weakening really did affect her a bit, and so she's much calmer since Shadow's retirement, and her and Aiden have seemed to work out a lot of details. Aiden's still kind of a little timid around her, but very social, wanting to interact with her. Denali, though, is doing a lot of posturing, a lot of hightail, a lot of really ignoring Maya's growls and just kind of doing a face-off or sometimes even a chin rest, just really not showing too much concern about her dominance. Grizzer, on the other hand, is still quite subdued. Is staying towards the back of the pack, not really wanting to get involved. Again, the likelihood of Grizzer moving up in rank is not really his personality type. Grizzer likes to avoid conflict, and without a leader, there's some conflict, and so he's showing some fairly subdued behaviors. If Maya and Denali are kind of wrestling a bit or showing some dominance, he definitely steps out of it. So it's likely going to be one of those two-year-olds that's going to be pairing up with Maya and really taking leadership of this pack. At this point, it's hard to predict whether it's going to be Aiden or Denali. Denali is not showing as much social behavior as much as he is just testing behavior. Aiden, who's clearly the target of dominance when he gets anxiety or he gets anxious and they dominate him, does still have social behavior with Maya, and basically what he needs a little confidence, and we have a history of that. When Maya was going on 2 years of age, she was very timid, and it was Shadow who kind of built her confidence, and then they pair bonded, so Aiden could very well have the same thing. Denali is a very active 2-year-old, investigating a lot of predatory behavior. As you see here, he's discovered some kind of a rodent up against the building, and is going to spend a little time with it. So it will be a while before we see any kind of change in dynamics. The pack is, like I say, very calm. There is some marking, and in the wolf logs this week we actually post a photo of Denali doing a raised leg urination. So there's marking for the purpose of dominance, there's marking just for the sake of marking, and Maya just did a flex leg urination there, and that was a marking for dominance. So we're watching those kind of things. We're watching ear postures, we're watching associations. We actually will be sponsoring, kind of reinvigorating a program we used to do a few years ago called Wolf Watch, where at the first Thursday of the month we're trying to get a group of people together to participate in a program that observes this pack dynamics kind of after hours, towards dark, when there's not feeding involved, when there's no wolf care staff in the enclosure, to get a true sense of what's going on. And that program, again, will be advertised on the Wolf Center's website, as well as basically here at the center. But it's a Thursday night program, starts at about 5 p.m. People get trained in on the use of the ethogram, and then once they feel confident in IDing wolves in training, they spend the night right there in front of the observation windows. We really only expect people to record data till about 10 or 11 o'clock at night, and I hope that people get some sleep. But it's nice to have a group of people there that on a regular basis that we can draw conclusions to what's going on in the pack, because oftentimes when we do wolf care, we don't see the full dynamics like you would when people are not involved in the mix. So that's something that we're initiating, and we start the first one on the first Thursday of August, and hope to continue them for the next year until we really get a sense of what the pack leadership is about. So now you're seeing Aiden again, very calm, watching the windows. There's educators at the windows that are getting ready for the morning opening, and Aiden's ears are back a little bit, showing a little bit of timidness, but curious, but yet a little concerned. There's people moving around in the building, and he's not really sure what to make of it. So that's a little timid behavior, but overall very, very calm. You can see Aiden's response to Maya there with a growl. He's definitely responds immediately in a submissive posture, and he understands her rank, and certainly has no questions about who's a subordinate in that relationship. Obviously different than Denali when he approaches. So, and like I say, Grizzer subdued, but yet he's coming around. Actually, today's wolf care, he was very, involved in the front of the enclosure, did allow wolf care staff to interact with him, and that's, again, expected. That's going to take a little bit of separation anxiety. It's interesting, here is a little bit of a parallel gait between Denali and Maya, but then Maya does a growl and Denali pretty much ignores it. So, now we're off into retirement, and what you're going to see is Shadow's response to a behind-the-scenes group. Now again, the retired wolves get respect of having their privacy and no people next to the enclosure. But they do watch and listen and they hear. So a behind-the-scenes program for the exhibit pack meant people coming into the lab. Shadow was aware of it, he heard the gate, and this is his response to it, is a howl. Now it's not a bark howl, which he used to do in the main pack. And you can see his tail is very relaxed. It's just a lone howl. And alert, again, ears pricked forward is alertness. His tail is what's called a chi 3.5 down, touching his haunches. Really not anxiety, more or less just kind of announcing that he's here. And again, it's not threatened by it, which we were very concerned about how he did in retirement with activity. What's interesting is the main pack doesn't really start in right away. They're going to do a little bit of whining. He continues to howl, and this is just all straight footage, so to give you an idea, it's about probably 3 minutes. And now his ears go back a little bit, and that's in response. Again, the pack just started whining, and obviously the people are closer to the exhibit pack, so that's going to stimulate them a little bit more. Now you can hear the pack start to respond. And Malik joins in. Malik didn't initially join in when Shadow started, but he joins in when the pack rallies. So life in retirement is turned out to be a really good thing for Shadow and Malik. Obviously Malik likes companionship. They are compatible, interact with each other both inside the den. They both will lay inside or will lay on top of the den together. No real issues. Feeding, again, we'll be increasing feeding for them. Probably switch to 2 or 3 days a week for them so that they can put on a little bit of weight. Shadow's lost a little bit of weight. We'll be posting some information in the wolf vlogs about that. And that's probably just the stress of his final year in the exhibit pack. But everything's good, and thanks for watching.